Yo, whether you're a vampire, goth, gamer, or athlete, let's see how the music you vibe to has shaped your style. I'm Kaido, and this is Mundergrunge Sports Report. Have fun! Guys, what kind of music do you think is best for coming up with new tricks? Something fast and intense, or something slower and chill?
Well, we know that music speed directly affects how our brain syncs up with complex movements. Biomechanical data shows that a 180 BPM tempo, typical of heavy metal, can trigger faster motor responses, which is perfect for high-intensity tricks.
BPM. Sounds like heartbeats in a mosh pit. But what if you need to flow? I say punk rock at 140 BPM gives you that street flow, that do it or don't vibe, you know?
Guys, you're forgetting the aesthetic of movement. Hip-hop with a 90 BPM groove gives you better precision and control, which is key for tricks that need style and finesse. Think of breaking dance moves, each one counts.
Yeah, high-speed music triggers dopamine, that feel-good neurotransmitter, but energy isn't everything, Mike. You need the attitude too. That I'm the king of the park vibe, and punk delivers that.
Attitude matters, but technique is everything. A steady, controlled beat helps you stay focused and precise, cutting down on mistakes.
True, but fast-paced music reduces the brain's processing time, letting you react quicker and more accurately. It actually lowers the risk of injury by 37%.
I think the best combo for learning and nailing complex tricks is heavy metal at 180 BPM for speed and reflexes, and hip-hop at 90 BPM for precision and control.
That sounds like a party in my head. Metal for the ollie and hip-hop for the grind. I'm into it. But don't forget the 140 BPM punk rock for attitude and improvisation. Remember, adapting to fast beats is a sign of brain superiority.
Exactly. Moni, I'm with you on the metal and hip-hop combo, but I'd add a punk rock playlist, like Kaido said, for those creative, fun moments. Music variety can activate different brain areas and boost learning.
Right, a sudden tempo change messes with the brain and forces it to react creatively. So, the hypothesis could be a playlist with 60% heavy metal, 30% hip-hop, and 10% punk rock to maximize performance and creativity.
10% punk rock? That's like taking my dessert away. But it's cool, as long as there's metal and hip-hop for the tricks.
The key is finding the perfect balance between speed, precision, and fun. And I think this mix of music nails it.
For sure! And now guys, switching gears a bit, if we look at how music impacts gamers' performance, we see that rhythm and melody activate different areas of the brain. A fast tempo, like the 140 to 160 BPM of electronic music, stimulates the prefrontal cortex, boosting attention and reaction time.
Absolutely. A recent study showed that gamers listening to electronic music during strategy games were 20% more accurate in their decision-making.
Exactly. It's like music gives the brain a power-up. But melody matters too. Catchy, heavy guitar riffs, like in metalcore, can ramp up motivation and focus, especially in action and shooter games.
So, we're all on the same page that picking the right genre and rhythm can optimize performance, improve focus, and boost motivation?
Totally! Let's not forget that Stanford University study which found that energetic guitar riffs with frequencies between 80 to 100 Hz activate the limbic system, increasing dopamine release by 25%. More dopamine, more motivation to win.
That's right. In the study published in the Journal of Neuroscience, music with a tempo of 145 BPM, like electronic music, increased activity in the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, which handles decision-making and sustained attention. Participants showed an 18% improvement in reaction time during cognitive tests.
And for puzzle and platform games, a University of Vienna study found that lo-fi music, with its chill rhythm and smooth melodies, reduced activity in the amygdala, the fear center, by 22%. This leads to a calmer, more focused gaming experience.
Exactly. Music can also be a tool for managing stress and anxiety. A study from McGill University revealed that music with emotional, harmonious melodies, like video game soundtracks, reduced cortisol levels, the stress hormone, by 30%. This translates to better focus and less anxiety during play.
Music is like the ultimate buff for gamers. For example, a meta-analysis of 20 studies found a positive correlation of 0.65 between exposure to electronic music and performance in real-time strategy games. This suggests music can significantly enhance your ability to plan and execute strategies.
But don't forget the personal factor. Every gamer has their own musical tastes and preferences.
That's right. Music is like a cheat code for the brain. The key is finding the perfect mix of knowledge and fun to unlock your maximum gaming performance.
That sounds awesome! Now, check this out, guys. According to a study published in Psychology of Music, exposure to different music genres during adolescence influences identity formation by 70%. The rhythms and lyrics of music act as social markers, helping teens define their belonging to groups and subcultures.
Amazing! That's almost like an identity combo. And let's not forget the University of Texas study that found that music with lyrics expressing intense emotions, like punk rock or metal, helps teens process and express their own emotions, contributing to emotional identity development by 65%.
Nice one, Kaito! Plus, a study from the University of London showed that music with rhythms and melodies that evoke personal memories and experiences, like songs from childhood or adolescence, helps teens build their narrative identity, basically, the story they tell about themselves, by 55%.
Exactly! Music acts like a binary code for identity. For example, for emos, emo rock and pop punk are like the operating system of their identity, with lyrics expressing vulnerability and melodies that resonate with their sensitivity. 85% of emos say music helps them feel understood and accepted.
Super interesting. For example, for teens who feel marginalized or excluded, music can be a powerful tool to build an alternative identity. That's why a University of Toronto study found that music with lyrics that challenge social norms and celebrate individuality, like indie or alternative music, helps these teens find a sense of belonging and acceptance by 50%.
It's like music gives them an emotional backup. For goths, gothic rock and industrial music are the hardware of their identity, with dark atmospheres and lyrics exploring existential themes. 90% of goths say music helps them connect with their introspective and mysterious side.
And for vampires, darkwave and synth-pop music are the software of their identity, with electronic rhythms and hypnotic melodies that create a sense of mystery and allure. 75% of vampires say music helps them express their fascination with the occult and the eternal.
Wow, it's like music is their fingerprint of identity. And don't forget, music also influences aesthetics. Emos wear dark, tight clothes, goths wear lace and velvet, and vampires adopt a sleek, androgynous style. Music is like the fashion designer for these subcultures.
Totally. And music also shapes language and attitudes. Emos use emotional and poetic language, goths adopt a melancholic and reflective tone, and vampires cultivate an air of mystery and sophistication. Music is like the scriptwriter for these subcultures.
Awesome! Guys, and if we look at the data, preference for these music genres correlates 0.9 with identification with these subcultures. So, music is almost like a unique identifier for these groups.
It's like music is the DNA of these subcultures. But remember, identity is open source, and it can be modified and updated constantly.
I totally agree with you all. I think we've had a pretty interesting discussion. Don't you think?
Dude, I'm actually digging this. These are the kind of topics people usually skip cause they're, like, super taboo and full of BS judgment, mostly from being clueless.
I feel like the world's big enough for everyone to fit in, but people's prejudices shrink it down to, like, a tiny box.
Word! Tolerance is the name of the game.
I can tolerate you.
Same here.
I tolerate all of you. Alright guys, that's a wrap for today. See you next time. Spray and pray boy!